Hello everyone, my name is Adriel Galdames and this is my reflection on my professional practice. First, I would like to start by talking about the high school which I attended. This high school is called Liceo Nueva Zelandia and it is located in Santa Juana. The high school counts with digital screen, projectors and also a computer lab for students learning. This high school does not have any extra program for students to improve their English even further. I would like to talk about the 10th grade in which I worked. Students in this grade are aged from 14 to 15 years old and they count with an A2 level to B1 level of English. The students showed to be very visual and auditory learners. They were also very attracted to activities which had to do with working in pairs or in small groups. They also were very fond of activities in which they could improve their pronunciation and also in activities in which they could express their opinion. In this 10th grade, I carry out a needs analysis which helped me in a great manner when taking decisions, planning activities, or classes for this course. To illustrate, I would like to show some of the results of my needs analysis and explain how these impacted on my decision-making process. First, I would like to show this graph in which we can see that speaking and listening are the two areas in which students have little understanding. According to this, I included more activities which were related with these two areas. In the following image, we can see that students feel more interested in improving their vocabulary and pronunciation. According to that, I made sure to include as many activities as possible related with these two areas. Finally, this last result deals with what are some of the challenges, and here we can see that a student stated that pronunciation is one of the challenges that they face. According to that, I included activities that could help them improve their pronunciation and feel more confident in this area. Due to the needs analysis results, I could make some modifications to the aims of the lessons. For example, some pre-established aims for the lessons were very oriented to writing or reading. But in this case, and as we have seen, students tend to lack more in the areas of speaking and listening. Therefore, I made decisions and all the necessary modifications for the aims to be more focused on listening and speaking, and not in writing or reading. All the information that the needs analysis gave me was more than enough to make decisions well informed when changing and modifying the aims of the classes and of the lessons. Another important aspect that I would like to talk about regarding the results of the needs analysis is the adaptation of material. Students showed to be very visual and auditory learners through the needs analysis. This information was very useful for me in order to make all the modifications and try to find as many material as possible that could satisfy these learning styles of the students. For example, I tried to include as many listening activities as I could. Whenever there were vocabulary, I made sure to also include some images and reinforce the pronunciation so students could also have an auditory input. These decisions were taken due to the information that the needs analysis provided me. These changes, thanks to the results of the needs analysis, could also be seen in the way that I carried out my lessons. For example, whenever I had to give instructions, I would make sure to project the instructions on the screen so the students could have a visual input. Also, in the same case, I would make sure to read aloud the instruction or ask another students to do it. So there I could have both visual and auditory input. In some other cases, I would hand them the instruction in a printed version so they could have it at hand and read it whenever they wanted. Another important area in which the needs analysis helped me was the area of assessment. Due to the needs analysis results, I could understand what was the best way of assessing and what was the best aspect that I had to assess. For example, one of the results of the needs analysis indicated me that the students wanted to improve their pronunciation. Thereby, I included more formative assessment in terms of pronunciation. This was because I wanted to follow the progress of the students and also to show the students that me, as their teacher, I was evaluating and I was providing them feedback in an area of their interest, or in an area in this case that they wanted to improve. Another important aspect that I considered due to the needs analysis result was the use of technology. Instead of considering the use of technology within the classroom as an issue or a potential aspect that could disrupt the class, I consider technology as an opportunity for learning. Due to the needs analysis, I could understand that the students were more comfortable and they felt more motivated when using technology. As a result of this information, I included as many activities as I could related with technology. I could see that this decision was a positive decision because the students were more motivated and more focused in the activities that they had to carry out during the classes. By the end of the unit, I could see the effectiveness of the needs analysis and of my decisions. In order to illustrate this, I would like to bring up some few examples. The first example is the pronunciation. At the very beginning of the unit, students demonstrated through the needs analysis that they wanted to improve their pronunciation. In order to achieve this, I included all the necessary activities and all the necessary assessment to make sure that the students could see and improve their pronunciation. By the very end of the unit, students felt more confident whenever they had to carry out an activity with pronunciation. Another example that I would like to bring up is the example of the listening. Students demonstrated through the needs analysis that they had little understanding on listening activities. By including more listening activities and by the end of the unit, students felt more confident and they even were very fond of listening activities because they felt like they could handle and they could understand even better than they did before. However, in terms of speaking, even though they improved their pronunciation and they improved their listening skills, I noticed that I did not pay attention enough to the emotional aspect. Why? Because despite their improvement in pronunciation, they still felt like they were not prepared enough for speaking in public for an extended period of time. But this was not because of a lack of pronunciation or vocabulary, but rather because of emotional aspects, which is something that I would have to pay more attention to in the future. I would like to wrap this up by briefly talking about my overall experience in my professional practice. And I would like to start by thanking my guide teacher for letting me apply all the knowledge that I have about teaching, and also thank him for teaching me all that I needed to become a more confident teacher. I would also like to talk about the values and the goals that I have acquired during this professional practice. First of all, I have deeply understand that teaching is not just about providing knowledge and theory to the students, but also is about connecting with them in the most human way. To illustrate, in some occasions, some students came up to me asking for an advice that did not have anything to do with English, but with life. And that demonstrates that we as a teacher, we can connect with our students in a deeper way than just teaching them how to express themselves in English. And I'm very thankful and I'm very proud of my decision of becoming a teacher. I know that I have a long way to go. I have to improve in many areas and I have to learn a lot of different contents to become even a better teacher. But up to this point, I feel very confident of my progress. I feel very happy with the decision that I took some years ago to decide to study this career. And every time that I went to my professional practice, every day that I woke up to go to teach my students, I felt and I still feel that I'm making the right decision and that I can have an impact in their learning and in their life. So I'm very thankful with this opportunity, and I'm very thankful with what I have learned with my teachers, and also I'm very happy with what I have become as a teacher.